Hello Logic Language Learners. Okay, so today is a video that I thought was already up here, but I can't find it, and I was trying to reference it to somebody else. So it's a repeat of a previous video, which is a desperately useful video. So first things first, if you need to contact me, I can be emailed. I do a lot of private tuition. With many of you who see the videos, you're using me already, but to contact me directly, it is LogicLanguageLearning, the name of the YouTube channel, at gmail.com. By all means, send me a message. You can obviously write in the comments, or you can contact me directly on Skype, and the username is LogicLanguageLearning, like the name of the YouTube channel. Add me and by all means say hello, or even just to say hello, even if you don't want lessons. If you like the video, please can you click like, and if you are not already subscribed, can you subscribe and tell people about it, because it's really useful for me. So, and it helps me keep the videos free and public for everybody. So, today's video is about pronouns. And the type of pronouns that we're looking at are direct and indirect. Okay, object pronouns. Okay, so let's quickly make sure we know a few things. I did another video a couple of days ago on a method for the order of the pronouns, and that will kind of be touched in this video, but the fact is the pronouns, this is just about what the words are. So the first thing to think of as a pronoun is a replacement. Okay, and this might shock you when you're trying to learn these, but they are actually easier. Yeah, they are actually easier. So, the collection of cells that you have in front of you, this is called Luke. Yeah, this thing is called Luke. Okay? You're not going to say Luke every time. Do you know Luke? Yes, I know Luke. Have you met Luke? Yes, I met Luke. Well, who did you speak to? I spoke to Luke. What did Luke say? Well, Luke said, it gets tiresome. Okay, Luke is actually a quick word to say, but we're going to use the word he or him, aren't we? So, do you know Luke? Yes, I know him. I met him through his videos. Yeah, we wouldn't always say Luke's videos. I'm going to go and buy a packet of pasta. I wish I'm allergic to pasta, so I buy my pasta. Oh, look what I bought. I bought some pasta. Oh, where did you buy it from? Yeah, or where did you buy some? We're not always going to say pasta. Where did you buy the pasta? I bought the pasta in Waitrose. Oh wow, did they have lots of pasta? Yes, the pasta. Poof. You know, this is why these words exist. I gave it to him. Okay, it means I gave the pasta or the apple or the letter to the person. So all of these pronouns are basically avoiding using the proper name. I, you, he, she, we. These are pronouns, these are replacements for using Luke, John, Matthew. Yeah? So this is what we're on about. So we're not talking about the subject pronouns, that's the ones that are used before a verb. Okay? So for example, let's make it very, very clear. Those are the ones used before a verb. We have 3 places in French where you can have a pronoun. So these replacement words. So the ones that get used before a verb, we might as well do this properly. And this is a video, it's one of the first videos I did on subject pronouns, okay? So you have je, you have tu, you have il, you have elle, you have on, which is the cheeky way of doing oui, you have nous, you have vous, and you have masculine. And can I still see it in the video? L. Okay? So these come before a verb. Or if you want to think about it differently, these kind of start a sentence. Okay? Although I suppose you could say, I am happy that he is doing something. So it wouldn't be at the beginning of the sentence, but it would be at the beginning of the clause. So these are your subject pronouns. Yeah? You know these ones. Okay? You're also very familiar, I imagine, with the object pronouns. So he speaks with, and these are the ones that can exist on their own. These are the ones that basically don't need a verb. And a way you can check that they don't need a verb, you can also think that they come at the end of the sentence, or the end of the clause, is by popping a word like with, without, for, before them. So for example, with me, you would say avec je, you'd say avec moi. With you, avec toi. With him, avec lui. Notice avec lui that we're coming back to that one. With her, avec elle. When on is being used, I'll try and speak, when on is being used to make we would still say with us, avec nous. If we're using one in the public sense, it's slightly rarer and more formal, it's soit. Okay, but don't be obsessed about that one. With us is nous, with you is vous, with them is... What am I written for? Am I having a breakdown? I'm thinking about the object pronouns. They is il. Sorry anybody who's just had a bit of a panic. They do something with the verb is il. They speak, ils parlent. They do, ils font. Okay? My mind was visualising this list, so nous, vous, eux, which is the one people forget, which is the noise men make, with them, avec eux. So this is for anybody masculine, all masculine, female mix. With them, avec elle. So in English, we only have the ones at the beginning, or the ones doing the verb, and the ones having something done to them, which come at the end of the sentence. And this is where French now differs, okay? This is where French now differs, because if you're using one of these little bits words, if you're using what I call the bits, if you're using the replacement words with a verb, they are going to come most of the time before the verb, and all together at the beginning, and if we've got a long form in the sentence, it's going to come before the long form, it's going to come before the infinitive. More on that later. Or you can watch the video I've done on their placement, which is basically called relationships and little and long. So it's what I call the best method for pronoun order. But now we're looking very quickly and very basically at what the word is when it goes in the middle of the sentence. Okay, so I'm going to keep this here. We have 3 situations you need to think of, okay? It's time for red pen, things are getting serious. It's a red pen situation. So we have reflexive, direct, and indirect. Okay? Let's quickly check we know what these mean. If your person, your little stick man, does something to himself, this is reflexive. Yeah, we'll hear phrases in French like le verbe pronominaux and things like this, but the fact is, your little stick man is doing something to himself. Yeah, reflexive. You do something to yourself, you do something to yourselves, they do something to themselves, so the arrow of the verb action is coming back to the same person or people. This is reflexive. Now, we tend to use this in English for verbs of hygiene and preparation. So I wash myself, you know, I wash in other words. I get washed. He shaves himself. He examines, a woman often would examine herself to check that she's okay. Now, in French, a verb often panics. So if I said in English, I wash, and I didn't say what else was being washed, you imagine that I mean me. I wash myself. Yeah, so I wash means myself. Okay? I get up, I'm getting myself up. So in English, the absence of anybody else means you're doing it to yourself. Or he washes, we think him. If you have a word afterwards, by all means, so he washes the car, we know what he's washing. Okay? French doesn't like this in a large amount of verbs. So for example, he washes, French is like a little... Has anybody seen the Alien movies? It's like one of these alien face huggers. It's like, well, he washes what? He washes who? So French will need, he washes himself. He himself washes. We're about to explain this. Many verbs do this. For example, to improve. So I improve, I'm improving. How's your French going? Oh, well, thanks to Luke's videos. Have to get that in. Thanks to Luke's videos, I'm improving. French would be like, you're improving what? You're improving, oh, you're improving yourself. Yeah, so it would need this reflexive. So don't underestimate how absolutely everywhere this reflexive thing will be as your French progresses. Okay? So let's quickly look at what this reflexive word is. So the reflexive is going to be me. Or can I stress M apostrophe? Yeah, it could be M if your word started with a vowel. We'll talk about that in a second. T or T apostrophe. Il is ce, S apostrophe. Elle is also ce, S apostrophe. On is ce, S apostrophe. I'll come to it. Nous is the same word. Vous is the same word. Il is S apostrophe. S-E or S apostrophe. S-E or S apostrophe. So let's literally talk about this. You know the letter M for me because of moi. And if you think MTS, mon, ton, son, the possessives, ma, ta, sa, my mother, your mother, his mother, okay? You will be thinking this is like the word me, but don't be using this because this isn't E, so we have me, te, se. Remember those of you that looked at the accent video, anything where there's not an accent will be okay? Lovely. When your verb starts with a vowel, and we don't use vowel as a written concept, do we? We mean an open mouth feeling. We're going to join it. So you already know this, I imagine. I'm called, I call myself, je m'appelle. So this will be a me, okay? The same with te, tu t'appelles. I'll come on to that word order in a minute, okay? Se will be se for self. Say this with me 3 times. Se for self. Se for self, se for self. The first 2 letters of the 4 word for self, the 4 letters in the word self, okay? Nous and vous are the same word, so that's easy to remember. Yep, and they, again, se for self. Let's carry on. So if I had I wash, je lave, let's look at the verb laver. So I wash myself is going to be je me lave, tu te laves, etc. Il se lave, nous nous lavons, vous vous lavez, il se lave. We've done those in the reflexive video. This is just reminding us of which different, which pronouns we're going to use. Okay? So, let's crack on. So what was our symbol for reflexive? It was pointing to your own chest. Yeah? Next one. Take your right hand and snap with it. Grab something. Well, I'm using my left hand, but it doesn't much matter. But when I teach people, I get them to use their left hand. So take your left hand, snap and grab. Now this one is really important. Do not listen to English. For example, this idea is about whether or not something is having something done to it directly or whether it's indirectly. So let's look at clues that people use falsely when they teach bad French. So people say, oh, if you have a to in the sentence, it's indirect. So he sees me, direct, that's very true, because I'm the thing being seen, and he speaks to me is indirect because there's a to. So that's indirect because I can hear the word to. And that's not wrong in those examples. But let's look at other examples. So to tell or say, dire, same verb in French, dire. Soft hard verb, disons, dites, irregular Ds. So I tell him, or I say to him. In English, one of those has a to, one of those doesn't have a to. So the thing you need to think about is there something else more direct in the sentence? If it's you're the only thing that's been affected by the verb, it's direct. If something else is, if you're involved or someone else is involved, but there's something else involved as well, which is more direct, then it will be indirect. So for example, I give him a ball, I give him a job, I give him a hard time, I give him a massage. What is the thing that is being given? The ball, the job, the hard time, the massage. So I give him, he's in the sentence, but indirectly. The direct link is between the thing being given. Okay? I talk to him. What's being talked? What's being said? The language, the conversation. So French, I speak it. This is direct because you are speaking French. That's what's being spoken. I tell him, you might go, yeah, well, he's the thing being told. He's not the thing being told. you're telling a story, a joke, an anecdote to someone else.